In this week's video, we are going to Chilliwack, BC, which is actually my hometown. It's absolutely gorgeous there. It's like a farm town. The population's not very big. It's only like 80 to 90,000 people or something like that. It's absolutely gorgeous. There's a ton of beautiful hikes, lakes, and it's also a very popular tourist destination for people coming from Vancouver. It's only 100 kilometers from Vancouver. It takes like an hour to get there. But that's where I grew up. I'm super excited to take you guys along with us and to show you where I grew up. So let's go.
So the first stop of the day was going to be Tim Hortons, and then I put in Tim Hortons into our Google Maps, and we get here, and there's no Tim Hortons here, so good start to the day. We need to find a Timmy's before we do anything, obviously, so third time must be a charm, right, Nick?
Something like that.
So Tim Hortons has like bagels and cream cheese, and that's usually what people get when they go to Tim Hortons. I guess they have like breakfast sandwiches too, but they don't have a What?
There's another van like ours just up there.
Oh, really?
Unmarked, yeah, same thing, the ambulance.
Wait, we've seen this guy here before. With the same van as us. Oh my god, it literally looks exactly like us! So our order is coffee with oat milk. They have oat milk. And then we get the cinnamon raisin bagel with peanut butter. And that's our workaround vegan breakfast at Tim Hortons.
Maybe entire move, because there's one there. Or is there just two right next to each other? They can't be. That would be insane.
That must be the one.
This is my second job I ever had. Yeah, second job I ever had was at Canadian Tire in Chilliwack. Parts department should be down this way.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, it's, what the f***, they've changed it. Can't believe this.
Washed up Canadian Tire employee.
I hated working here too, man. I just like, my eyes would get really dry, the lighting bugged my eyes, the music was just like faintly in the background. But I didn't steal the chocolates, they said they were finding me for. Somebody found them in the lost and found because they like had a crack in it or something. And he brought it back and he's like, I'm gonna hide these here, you can take as many as you want. I was like, okay. And then like the next day, they called me into the office and told me I was fired. I keep forgetting to call my sister to ask if we can come hang out with her and our nieces, and I've just still forgotten. So I think we're just gonna like just show up at their door and see if they're available. We don't really have a lot of time because we need to get to our camping spot, but I'm hoping that we can just see them for a hug.
Hi, honey.
Hi. What do you do? Where do you think you're going?
That's like way.
She thinks
way
she's coming
too small for
camping.
you.
So the road that we're driving down to get to where we're going is called Chilliwack Lake Road, and at the end of Chilliwack Lake Road is Chilliwack Lake. It's the last entry point from where it's actually like the city of Chilliwack. You know, there's grocery stores and banks and all that kind of stuff. From there, it's about a 40-kilometer drive just down Chilliwack Lake Road to get to where we're hoping to camp tonight. We have explored a lot of the world and many places in BC, and I still think that this road is like one of the most beautiful roads that we have ever driven on ever. It's so scenic the whole way, but you do lose service pretty quickly. So we have officially lost phone service, which is a really actually good feeling because we've been so on and like working in Vancouver, obviously in the city, and it's been a lot lately. So we are unplugged, and we are still, I think we still have another like 15 kilometers to go down Chilliwack Lake Road until we get to Chilliwack Lake.
Fall of 2020. I made some more just to follow the trail.
Well, we got here and Nick immediately dropped his phone into Chilliwack Lake, so his phone went for a swim before us. He's run back to the van now to get some rice. Hopefully that helps, but like his phone is messed up anyway. So I think it's time for a new one, but yeah, that one hurt the bank account.
I'm always like, I always think about stuff until I just don't. I just wasn't thinking, I just like opened the drone case forgetting that I put my phone in there. And then it just slid right onto the slanted rock and then went right into the water. So Also, by the way, Rachel asked me to grab her a glass of wine and the bag of rice. So she expected me to just walk down the beach like this.
Yeah.
Like this would have been insane behavior if I was like trying to like stumble over rocks with this in my hands. So what I decided to do was I put everything into a bag, and instead of bringing one glass of wine, I just brought the whole box.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, go. How's the water?
I mean, how was the water for you? I found it to be amazing and refreshing and nice.
I did too.
No, but what did you really feel?
This one.
Yeah.
But I will go in again.
You gonna go in again?
Yeah.
I would probably won't go in again.
I'm gonna skinny dip later when there's no one around.
Not even me?
Yeah, I'm gonna think about myself.
My husband can't come with you and you skinny dip?
Yeah.
I thought that was part of the perks of being a husband. I can watch you skinny dip.
You're looking at
When I was like 5, I was like, I can't wait to be married, because at least I can watch my wife's skinny dip, presumably wife or husband. I didn't know what I was feeling at that time, but like, you know, I thought that was one of the perks of being married. Obviously, it's where I grew up. I have a lot of memories down this road, although not really at Chilliwack Lake. I never really came to Chilliwack Lake much when I was a kid. Like, we'd always go to Lindeman, and I always thought Chilliwack Lake was like 25 minutes past. So I was like, oh, there's no point in going all the way to Chilliwack Lake. It's the same, like Lindeman's better. And then it's literally like, it's like a 20-second drive around the corner. It was so weird. We were at the lake, well, Rachel called me out on it. I didn't mean it, like it was weird, like, cause, okay, we were at the liquor store, so I guess you get like points or whatever. And I was like, I don't know what my phone number used to be, because we're always moving and changing phone numbers. And I was like, can you look it up by name? He's like, yeah. I was like, yeah, my last name's Hurley. And my dad's name was at the top. It was Bob Hurley. And I was like, oh, I wonder if it's my dad. It's the same phone number we used to have. Anyways, yeah, it was like crazy just seeing that. And Rachel, I was like, oh my God, my dad's name. And Rachel was like, it's not that weird. Like, he's, you know, he, like, of course, he's been to the liquor store before. Like, they have all the names in the system. But I think just the weird part for me was, like, I could put myself in, like, a moment, like, where my dad was, like, standing there getting, you know, I don't know, probably buying a box of Jackson Triggs Merlot or something, or, like, a Captain Morgan's rum or whatever. I don't know. It kind of encompassed, like, my whole, like, nostalgia towards Chilliwack, I feel like. Pretty much all my memories growing up here from, like, you know, asking my parents if I can leave the house and like doing all that stuff, to like being a rebellious teenager, to like falling in love with, I mean, I've always been in love with skateboarding since I was like 6, but like downhill skating and longboarding and like riding my board. Like, I didn't have a car at the time. I was too young to even have a license. So like riding down the hill, creating my best friends like Jet and Mitch and Asa, R.I.P., you know, like for those of you who don't, like, my dad passed away, and one of my best friends, Asa, passed away. So that's why I went on that whole story about, like, seeing my dad's name in like, the liquor store computer system. Why it was, like, so weird. Not because they just moved away, but, like, my dad passed away, so it's, like, I don't know. I always have these weird, like, moments, so I don't know. There's always things I see that, like, remind me of him. And same with Asa as well. We almost didn't stop to come check out that spot. I'm glad we did. It's the same place we came for Asa's wake, over in that corner. And now we're across the street.
I just tried to put these braids in my hair, but with my thumb, these are probably the worst braids I've ever done in my life. And for anyone who missed it, because we took a month off of YouTube, I don't always remember which order of the videos, like, things are gonna go up, but I injured my thumb at softball. After I hit the ball, I dropped the bat kind of weird, and I like fully just pulled back my thumb, and I tore a ligament in my thumb, so I am in this splint for 5 weeks. And not only am I in a splint, but it's obviously just like really difficult to use my thumb, so this is the best it's getting. But we just decided to drive up the road. Chilliwack Lake campground was full, and we could wild camp, I guess, down Chilliwack Lake Road, but we are leaving really early in the morning, and we want to be able to like open up our doors, and we're only here for this one weekend, so we decided to actually get a campsite, which is probably the first time that we've done this in the ambulance, other than when we came here for Asa's wake. And we got a campsite here for $17, and we're right on the river, so that we can open up our doors, kind of feel like we don't have to stealth so much, and enjoy our evening before we get up early in the morning. And if you think what we've seen so far is beautiful, just wait to see what we're going to go see tomorrow morning. So you may not look that bad, but I'm such a perfectionist and usually so good at braiding. That's better. When I was in elementary school, Sierra's 1-2 step came out. And remember, it was like, let me see you 1-2 step, man. What I need 1-2 step. Nana, what do you 1-2 step? Everybody 1-2 step. You didn't do that in elementary school?
No.
We're just talking about how this is reminiscent of Baja, okay? Because obviously we're in the sand. We were living in Mexico for 5 months, well, 4.5. And so these wine glasses that we're drinking out of, they're plastic. But whenever you pick up your wine glass, there's all this sand on it. And if you don't know that, and it's in the dark, like you're by the campfire or something, you take a sip.
Don't say you as if we would all do it. I never did it. Although I just did it, but
You just
I didn't
did
do
it right
Baja.
now.
I was conscious of it.
Because you were drinking tequila in Baja, you weren't drinking wine in Baja.
Yeah, shot glasses don't have a bottom.
Yeah.
We would get that Carlo Rossi, like the 4-liter glass jug, which was great. It was like $10.
And shockingly, we never broke it. We have broken in the past 3 years of van life. I say 3 years, okay? It's not yet 3 years. Our 3-year anniversary of full-time van life, if we count as the day we hit the road, would be September 10th, 2023, which is so weird to think about because we've done a lot since then. And our van is still our home. Like, we don't rent a place, but because we've been house sitting so much, it is like we haven't been in our van as much, and gotten pretty used to not being in our van. So it's funny, like, going back to it and trying to adjust to it. There's a part of me that starts to like get cocky, you know? We've been doing these house sets in Vancouver, and I'm like getting a little bougie. Oh, I don't even know how to live in a van anymore. Like, it's been 2 months. I definitely know how to live in a van still. I only know how to live in a van now. I must admit though, it is kind of weird, like, living in and camping in a van that we're selling. It's so funny because we get comments on Instagram being like, I thought you guys were done with van life, and I thought you guys were selling your van, and we are. It's up for sale. But until someone buys it, you're looking at our home. We're not really like in the position, like, you know, some people who are like van lifers or whatever are in the position to like build another van while they are living in their van, or have someone else build out a van while they're living in their van, or buy another van and then put their van in storage and sell their van. Full transparency, we are just not in the position to go anywhere or do anything until we sell the van. And full transparency, we are making a really, really, really big move next. We are planning on going overseas again. We've kind of hinted at that and talked about that a little bit. But until the van sells, we can't start to make those moves yet. And I think that hopefully in the next couple of months, regardless, we'll be sharing what our plan is next. We are not planning on living here in Canada. We're not teasing a new rig here in Canada. We're going overseas, and we're going to be selling our van and a lot of the contents of it to the next person who wants to live in it.
Yeah, it is kind of weird. I'd rather just be gone. Once you have the idea to get rid of it, just someone comes and picks it up, and then it's gone.
Nick and I are very much like that though. Like, both of us are like, I think that once we actually make a final decision, we're like, okay, we're done. Sell the van now.
Yeah, that's why it feels like limbo. We're just done. Like, when we decide we're done, we're just done.
We want to go to the next thing. We never ever said that we're settling down or buying a house or anything right now. We are, in fact, like doing the polar opposite.
Yeah.
I feel like this is like more like homely than anything that we have
like a home base.
We're not we don't want a home base anymore. We're sick of it. We're like, this has been too long in
I've
thing.
accumulated too much shit. I want to get rid of it all.
Too much stuff. The space is too big. I don't want to carry this big thing around anymore. We are downsizing. Now we're in beautiful Chilliwack, BC, and absolutely enjoying the nature. And meeting some of you guys. We just had 2 of you come up and introduce yourselves to us. So Jake and Kelly, hi, thanks for coming and saying hi to us. And for the rest of you, if you ever see us and you feel like saying hi, feel free to come over and say hi. Nick and I are sometimes like all over the place and doing something weird, I don't know, but you can always say hi.
This chicken, we found at this spot in Vancouver, and they had like a ginger flavor, this one which is Korean barbecue, and I think they have one other flavor, I can't remember what it's called now. But the ginger one was insanely good, and then we saw this Korean barbecue one. We're like, okay, we have to try it. We're gonna throw it on our salad, which I think is a good call.
Okay.
We downloaded some shows to watch, which I'm super stoked about, and we are going to probably watch a few shows and then go to bed.
That's a bear.
Whoa.
Oh no. That's a bear.
Oh yeah, it was. Oh, there he is. There's another one.
Well, we weren't fast enough on the camera because we were focused on stopping the car and not hitting an animal. But there was a bear. There was just a bear standing in the middle of the road.
Black bear.
It was a big, fluffy, cute black bear. More animals.
Hi.
The thing is, it's so frustrating how messy this van gets so quickly.
I know, it's insane.
This is like insane. Good morning from the Lindeman Lake hike. We are walking about 1.8 kilometers up there to get to a lake. So, and I'm already getting hot. So, let's go.
So I think the hardest part of the hike is over. I can see the opening in the trees in front of us. And I'm very hot and like sweaty from walking up the steeper part of the trail. But now it's kind of flat and I'm cooling down. Because originally I wanted to jump in the lake, but I'm like scared now because I'm like starting to cool down. I'm like scared it's gonna be super cold to jump in, but I feel like if you make it all this way, we have to jump in, right? We made it to absolutely gorgeous here. Just like it was when I was a kid.
I thought the sun would definitely be, I thought that we were coming too late. Like I wanted to come an hour earlier, but now that I'm looking at it, it's like the sun should be coming up from over there. So maybe we'll just wait it out a little while.
Fish.
Here comes the sun. Oh, I'm freezing. I don't know how you were in that water. I'm like so cold. Oh, look at this. We're talking about how I think Lindeman Lake, we have decided, we have put the Nick and Rachel's stamp of approval. No, obviously it's beautiful. And we think that it may be the best hike in like the Vancouver area.
I think that just in terms of like accessibility, how easy-ish the hike, like it's not too difficult, but you still get a workout, and it's still just out of the way enough that it's not like crazy busy. Like it's not like
It does get crazy.
it does get busy, but it's like you kind of have to drive like, you know, 40 kilometers down Chilliwack Lake Road. Like it requires just enough effort to keep it from being like insane.
But it does get insane.
Yes. Also, I'm very glad I jumped in the water. And I'm also glad at the timing of it, because I was a little worried I was going to be like freezing coming out, and like I was pretty cold, but I managed to get warm quick enough, and then the sun came out.
Like Lindeman Lake, usually when you hike to a view that's that water that's that beautiful, it usually takes a long time. If you were to do the Garibaldi Lake hike, which is would highly recommend, or Joffrey Lakes, which is now you have to get like a permit for it and everything. The views are crazy, but it's like a whole day thing, you know? God, that was so nice. God, Nick. This has been literally the most needed trip, it feels like.
Yeah.
I'm working 3 jobs right now, and you obviously work full-time,
Yeah.
overtime. Like, it's just been a lot, and getting away has been so nice.
Thank you guys for watching this video. We appreciate it. And we're going to drive back to Vancouver now, reluctantly. But we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Bye.